This man could actually pull off Mike Tyson's trademark peekaboo head movement. Meanwhile, Ippo was clenching his mouthpiece between his teeth, ducking low to slip past his coach's punches, and steadily moving forward. He was waiting for the perfect chance to throw a heavy shot. This style was also known as the peekaboo tactic. Just a day earlier, Ippo had won his match. He thought that victory would make him popular at school, but in reality, people saw him as nothing more than an unemployed drifter. Surprisingly, the three guys who used to bully him were now acting concerned about him, even though Ippo had looked fierce in the ring. Seeing his old tormentors still made him nervous. They had actually come to apologize, but in the end, they could not bring themselves to say the words. Elsewhere, Miyata had already won 3 matches. Ippo watched with envy. His next opponent had only won once before, a record that seemed average, but Ippo absolutely had to win. It would determine whether he could enter the Rookie of the Year tournament. On fight day, Miyaiz and his friends checked the matchboard, and could not believe how strong Ippo had become. They sipped their sodas and bet that Ippo would not last 10 seconds. Then they were shocked again. Ippo's opponent had no eyebrows and was covered in muscle. Just looking at him was intimidating. Ippo's coach slapped him to snap him out of it. When his opponent saw this, he just grinned. The match began. Both fighters went at it hard. The opponent came forward first, testing Ippo with a few jabs. He quickly grew confident, and threw a perfect right counter. With flawless timing and power, Ippo did not strike back immediately. His peekaboo tactic was working well, and the opponent was visibly surprised. The man followed with a right hook, then a left jab, pressuring Ippo with a series of attacks. After feeling out the rhythm, Ippo began his counterattack. He landed a heavy punch that sent his opponent's upper body leaning backward despite his guard. Spotting a weakness, Ippo unleashed a series of left and right hooks. His opponent's footwork fell apart, and he kept backing away. Ippo's offense was relentless. Even when the man blocked, Ippo's left hook still broke through. He hammered the opponent's body, and his advantage became obvious. The crowd was amazed. Knowing he could not keep taking hits, the opponent watched the referee's position closely. Taking advantage of a blind spot, he illegally punched Ippo in the head. Ippo's vision spun. He was battered with more punches, and went down to one knee. Just before the referee's count ended, Ippo recovered and got back on his feet. The match continued. It was a 4-round, 2-knockdown rule fight, which meant Ippo could not afford to go down again. He had to end it quickly. The opponent, fighting through pain, still kept retreating under Ippo's pressure. When he glanced at the referee again, he tried the same foul, this time headbutting Ippo. The blow hurt, and the man tried to follow up with more punches. The audience booed loudly, and the referee warned him, though the opponent insisted he had done nothing wrong. In truth, he had done it on purpose. The crowd was furious. The fight went on. Ippo probed with a left jab, then aimed for the man's face. He was hit with a right hand at the same time, but quickly reset his stance and launched a combination. He took another shot to the face, his body tilting to the side, but he pivoted his foot, loaded up a huge punch, and both men landed cleanly on each other's faces. The crowd thought Ippo had the upper hand. The opponent could not defend properly anymore, and Ippo poured on straight punches from both sides. One more big punch would finish it. Ippo's hands moved fast. The opponent could not react in time and grew frustrated. He tried to fight back, but Ippo was ready. He wound up a powerful uppercut, breaking through the man's guard. The crowd roared. Ippo stepped forward, twisted his body, and delivered another perfect uppercut. The opponent actually smiled, and then collapsed to the canvas. The referee began the count. Ippo had won, but on his head was a huge swelling from the earlier headbutt, and even his coach laughed at him for it. Ippo had ended the